At Father's Day dinner, my daughter stood up with a toast. But it wasn't for me. She handed car keys to my father-in-law while I got stuck with a mortgage bill. They thought they could replace me and make me pay for it. They were wrong. The champagne glass trembled in my daughter Emma's hand, but her voice was steady. "To the real provider in our family," she announced. Her eyes locked on my father-in-law Richard instead of me. The entire restaurant turned to watch as she presented him with BMW keys while sliding me the mortgage notice under the table. That moment of public humiliation was my breaking point. For 15 years I'd built everything from nothing. I was Marcus Chen, a self-made businessman who'd married Sarah when we were both broke college graduates. Her father Richard never accepted me, constantly undermining my efforts and showering them with gifts I couldn't afford. What started as innocent help became systematic replacement. Richard paid for Emma's private school, bought Sarah designer clothes, and took them on luxury vacations while I worked 18-hour days. They stopped inviting me to family events, claiming I was too busy when really, they preferred his company and wallet. The night after that Father's Day dinner, I didn't rage or cry. Planned. While they slept peacefully, assuming I'd quietly pay another bill, I accessed every account, contract, and legal document. Everything was in my name because I'd built it all. The house, the business, the investments, legally mine. Step 1. I transferred all business funds to a secured account Sarah couldn't access. By morning, their credit cards were declined everywhere. The joint account showed zero balance. The financial stream they'd taken for granted had vanished overnight. Step 2. Richard's gift BMW was leased through my company's fleet program. One phone call canceled the lease agreement. The keys Emma had proudly presented became worthless metal. The car was repossessed before noon. Step 3. I documented every unauthorized transfer from business accounts to cover their personal expenses. Years of evidence that looked suspiciously like embezzlement. I didn't need to prosecute. Just showing them the folder was enough. My phone exploded with panic calls. Sarah's voice cracked. "Marcus, what have you done?" I replied calmly. "I stopped subsidizing my own replacement." They tried painting me as the villain, but I had truth on my side. The mortgage Sarah demanded I pay. I'd quietly refinanced it into her name only months earlier, anticipating this day. The house they assumed was mine to maintain was legally hers to handle. Richard attempted intimidation, storming into my office with threats. I handed him a detailed list of every dollar my business had loaned him over 5 years. "This copy goes to the IRS if you contact me again," I said. He left silently. The divorce proceedings were swift. With documented financial abuse and asset protection, I retained my business and investments. Sarah got the house and its mortgage. Emma got a harsh lesson about loyalty and consequences. 6 months later, Emma called, her voice small and defeated. "Dad, we're losing the house." I felt a pang of sadness, not for the situation, but for the relationship we'd lost years ago. "You chose your provider, sweetheart. Ask him for help." I didn't destroy my family out of spite. I simply stopped enabling people who'd already decided I wasn't family. Sometimes the cruelest revenge is just walking away and letting people face the consequences of their choices. The real victory wasn't financial. It was reclaiming my dignity. I'd spent years being invisible in my own life. Now, finally free from their manipulation, I could build something authentic. They'd replaced me as a father and husband, but they couldn't replace the man who'd actually built everything they'd taken for granted. On the next Father's Day, I raised a toast to myself. Finally free, finally respected, finally home.